All right, this is the first training day of my new goal. So I got contacted by some younger friends, and by I mean younger, I'm in my upper 40s. These guys are in their lower 30s, and I was their choice as a 160 pounder for an old timers wrestling tournament. And I haven't wrestled hard in 16 years, and previous to that, it was even longer, or it wasn't longer, but it was like one time after I retired when I was 20 due to a couple things that happened. So, anyway, right now I'm doing a dumbbell single arm snatch. And what you're going to see here is I'm doing a peripheral heart action circuit. So, the whole point of this is I'm going to do 15 exercises of 3 sets broken up into 3 circuits. So I'm going to do 5 exercises back to back for 3 sets. So basically 15 sets in a row. And they range all the way from like explosive exercises to here's stirring the pot on the ball to a core exercise. And you'll see at the end of these circuits, I'm actually going to do agility ladder and throw that in for just some kind of reactive training in there. But I'm doing 5 exercises, 3 sets, 3 rounds. So that's 15 sets. And then I'm going to take a short break, set up, do that again. So 5 different exercises for 3 sets back to back, 15 sets total. Then once again, I'll take another break just to set up basically and get after it again. So I'm going to do 45 sets in about, I think, about 40 minutes, right around there, which I've shortened down for you guys. I watched the whole thing. But this type of training is so efficient. So if you ever wanted to, build up your general physical fitness, what they call GPP, this is the way to go because you're going to maintain a lot of your physical strength. You're going to build up a ton of cardiovascular endurance and muscular endurance. It's the way to go. If you have a shortened period of time, or if you want just to do something different for a month, I wouldn't even call it necessarily deload, guys. This is hard. Like if you've never done this before, you're probably gonna sweat. You're gonna be blown away, like how high your heart rate stays, and also like how much you sweat. And even when I was done with this, guys, like the pump I had, you would think that I did like this crazy bodybuilding workout. So, anyway, I'm talking a lot here. If I skip over some of these exercises and you wonder what is that about, what are you doing there, just make a comment section or make a comment in the section below. Just kind of set a time, what time of the video it was, and I will get back to you guys on that. So right now I'm doing squats with hip circle. It's pretty hard. That's a double thickness one. It's pretty challenging, and just doing some basic squats right there, working on pushing out with my adductors. And the other thing is when you do this peripheral heart action circuit, is you can keep the intensity really, really high and slip in a lot of corrective exercises, which is awesome. So I would consider that more of a corrective exercise more than a super challenging one, even though it is pretty tough. If you've never done those before, you should do them, number one. And number two is they're pretty hard. So, looks like there's a little bit of a break in here. Oh, I'm grabbing the agility ladder. So, which is kind of good, guys, because I did this in about 40 minutes. That's setup time included. So, if you're thinking like, well, yeah, you did this in 40 minutes, but how long is it taking to set up? Not very long. So, as long as you have your equipment available and you kind of know what you want to do, and the more often you do it, the faster you get at it. So, and the more you can do. So it looks like I'm doing in, out, across here diagonally. So that's what I'm doing for this movement. And you'll see I'm going to stick with this movement, I believe, until I go to the next circuit. So that is what I'm doing here. So that means foot is going in, and then you're doubling out, bringing your foot out. And moving across it diagonally. You could also do it the same motion in, out with just moving forward, or you could do it sideways as well. There's thousands of different combinations you could do. So I'm just kind of picking one out in some different movements that I feel are good for wrestling in particular. Now here's my second circuit of the second round of my first circuit, where I'm doing a single arm dumbbell snatch. Obviously with this you could use a kettlebell, probably better, but I always gravitate towards dumbbells. I think they have more utility than kettlebells, but to each their own. So I just chose to use dumbbell instead of a kettlebell today, or on this day. Then I'm doing dumbbell rows, really good stabilization. In previous videos I've shown that I don't like stabilizing on something else. So there's the squats again. Working on your adductors and stabilizing the hip. It's usually where people are really, really weak. You usually have a lot of valgus with their knees. So working on your abductors really helps a lot in your squat. So even if you're just doing the squats without a barbell, you don't have to use a barbell while you use that equipment to get the benefit out of it. So, all right, round 3. Doing here, single arm dumbbell snatch. Then the next one's going to be stirring the pot again. So you just kind of go back and forth. It's like you're stirring the pot. You want a plank. You just kick that right out of there. Dumbbell rows again. Do like 12, 15 each side. You're going to have to lower the intensity a little bit on some of these. So if you do normally, I don't know, like 75% for 12 reps, you might put it down to 65. But as you get in better shape, you're going to be closer to what you would normally do if you were taking longer rest periods. So, which is kind of the training effect you want if you're going to do something like I'm doing, like training for wrestling. So in season, this might be the preferred way to go. Like if you don't want to overthink what you're doing for strength training, this peripheral heart action circuit with movements that are very similar to whatever sport you're doing, it's kind of the way to go. And so this is going to be a series that I'm going to be doing. So I changed my training up for the last 2 to 3 weeks, more of this style versus powerlifting style workouts to gain some muscular endurance, because if I'm going to be wrestling potentially like mid-20-year-olds that are a couple years out of college wrestling at this tournament, I got to be in shape. Otherwise I'm going to get hurt. And it doesn't matter that I wrestled for a Division I school. I still haven't wrestled at that level for over 25 years. So you got to be smart about things, but I don't want to miss this opportunity too. I want to work out with these guys and do something fun. So yep, we're on our second circuit. So I started with Bosu push-ups, which it's not very hard, but at this point, guys, my heart rate's pretty damn high because I'm going straight from one strength training exercise to another. Now I'm doing side lunges with dumbbells. This is so hard. I was so damn sore the next day. So anyway, I probably would have gone a little bit lighter. I'm holding these power blocks, which weigh like 33 pounds each. Doesn't sound like a lot, but when you're haven't been doing a whole lot of side lunges, this is tough as hell. But that's what I'm doing there. Those are dumbbell side lunges. And finishing up on the set there. What am I doing next? Looks like possibly a Russian twist. Is that what we're doing here? Oh no, I know what I'm doing. So this is kind of a cool one. This is a ab exercise. Oh no, I am doing a Russian twist. I thought maybe it was going to be something else. No, you just have to stay tuned for another video. I know I did a different exercise that I don't do that often, which I don't think I've ever shown people on another one, but this is just a basic Russian twist with your feet up. So if you're going heavier, you can keep your feet down, make it a little easier, but this one I have my feet up because sometimes you need that mobility and flexibility and strength in your lower abs to hold your legs up in wrestling. So that's why I was doing that, but you should have it anyway. If you have a hard time putting your socks on, you should probably do some of these occasionally, where you got to hold your legs up off the floor. And good old probably reverse hypers here. Always a good one to do. Probably gets the overall utility award for like something you can do every day. That's going to be most beneficial to strength and recovery and mobility, just all the way around. This is one of the best exercises you can do. You don't have to use a ball. I just find it's easiest to use it, just do your own body weight lying on top of a ball. So you could use a reverse hyper bench or whatever you need, but I just like doing it on a stability ball the best. All right. Last but not least, I must be moving stuff out of the way because I'm going to do something on the agility ladder. So, and it's been, 3 weeks since I've done this workout. So some of the stuff, it's kind of cool to review. I'm seeing what I'm going to do. Okay, I'm doing hip rotations here. So big one with this, guys, is you don't want to move your feet back and forth too far. You want to rotate your hips over really, really fast, which is, you can use it for a lot of things. Like, this isn't just wrestling or football. This is anytime like if you're swinging, like swinging a softball bat in my case, get my hips through, like turning over the hips really fast. That's where the momentum of the bat's going to come from. So anyway, that's that. Bosu push-ups, side lunges, each side. What did I do? Like 6 reps on each side? Looks that way. Oh, maybe 8. Whatever. I can't count. Russian twist. And these aren't set in stone by any means, guys, but you can absolutely use this as a workout. It was hard as hell, and I was definitely sore. Some spots a little more than others, but, you're going to change that up. Like, so if your legs are really sore on one of these circuits, next time you can just go a little bit harder in your upper body, because I didn't go very hard in, like, my shoulder and chest because still rehabbing some stuff that happened from softball and, getting some blood flow in there, but not going too hard, especially when you're already going heavy in another exercise. Probably not the greatest idea. So you just kind of, I guess what they would say, undulate it, changing up the intensities of stuff. So you can do that here too. So the whole key, though, is just to keep moving, and you're getting blood flow from one area to another. And so your heart has to work harder, because you're taking deoxygenated blood from one area and moving it to another. So it's going to be more challenging for your heart, versus taking a normal rest period where your body has plenty of time. And that's kind of the secret of what goes on when you do peripheral heart action circuits and why they're so efficient from a standpoint of building strength, but also building aerobic capacity and endurance. So is it as good as building strength or size as like a, strength like a powerlifting workout, or size like a traditional bodybuilding workout? No, it's not. Is it maybe not as good for some of the cardio stuff you could do, like sprinting? Maybe not. But if you want to talk about like a utility word for doing everything, there you go. It's right there. This peripheral heart action circuit. So if you ever want to take like what did I do today? Just try it out. It doesn't have to be this many exercises. You could do, just take like 10 and split them up into 5, do a circuit of 5, and then do it again, 2 to 3 sets. Just do 2 sets the first time. So you only do 20 sets. You don't have to do 45 sets. I mean, that's pretty advanced what I'm doing here. But yeah, I would give it a shot. It's definitely awesome, and it's the way for me to do cross training to get ready for a sport like wrestling. So if you ever wondered, oh man, how do I get in shape? For me, it's like in 2 months. I got to be ready to go with some injuries, ready to wrestle hard against some young guys intensely in 2 months. Well, this is how you can change up your training to do something like that. So, all right. So what am I doing here so far? It looks like I'm doing almost like a bench dip off the plyo box for triceps. I did bicycle crunches on the mat. Right now I'm going to do a motion I call 3-way curls. So you're going to do palms down. Then you're going to rotate your hands. You're going to do, maybe not. Maybe I'm just doing reverse curls. That could be the case because that's something you want to have. Yep, I'm just doing reverse curls. I'm not going to do 3-way curls. So I'm just doing reverse dumbbell curls. Pulling those wrists in, especially if you're on top. Always good to be strong, like forearms and biceps, for any sport, but especially wrestling. Now it looks like I'm going to kind of going with like a dumbbell scaption. Yep, dumbbell scaption. So this is going to work your lower traps. Really good one to work on. People are generally really, really weak. And I'm only using 8s here. That's pretty damn heavy. I've actually had clients where they can't even do this motion with any weight at all. So if you can work up to 5s, 8s, or even more than I am right there, and you're going to be set. That's really going to help keep your thoracic extension and keep your upper back nice and strong and healthy. So, and it looks like I'm going to do one more here on the agility ladder. What's my choice? And so I would consider more of this stuff on agility ladder as like reactive training. So trying to be fast. It looks like I'm doing in, out, forward. So my feet, I'm moving forward, and my feet are going in first and then out. So to make the agility ladder a little bit harder, you could actually do it so that it's raised, almost like tires. But for most people, this is probably kind of where you want to go. You're going to get some feedback if you drag your feet because you're going to pull the ladder like I did right there, and it's going to pull out of place. And you wouldn't see that if you only did it, if you like taped it down with duct tape or colored tape. You're still you can do the training, but you're not going to get as much feedback like if you screw up, like where you pull the actual agility ladder out of place. So looks like I did tricep dips. Those are bicycle crunches where you're bringing your elbow across to your knee. Big thing where people screw up there is they don't straighten their leg when they're straight. The leg that's not up, you need to straighten that. Here I'm doing reverse dumbbell curls. Keep in mind if you usually do those, go a little bit lighter because you're doing a circuit here. So you don't want to only do like 3 or 4 reps. You want to get your reps in. Dumbbell scaption on the ball. You could also do that with the cables, but that really hits the lower traps the most, I've noticed. So there I really screwed up. So that's the type of feedback you get when you mess up with this type of agility ladder. And if you raise it up, like it's 2 or 3 inches off the ground, it gets significantly harder. So you can't go as fast. But you definitely still get the feedback versus using just the tape. So triceps, looks like bicycle crunches again. I'm going to do some reverse curls, followed by scaptions, and then follow it up again by in, out, forward on agility ladder, guys. So this is peripheral heart action. I'm cross training right now without the ability to have anybody to wrestle with for an upcoming tournament, and that's why I'm doing this. If you wonder, like, what is this stuff? Why are you not powerlifting anymore or doing stuff like that? No. This is just me getting in shape to do a different activity, and how if you wanted to do something like this and all of a sudden you're like, oh man, there's this whatever event and you want to change it up, that's how you do it. And that's how I would set it up, guys. So hope you liked the video. I know it's something different, and there'll be more videos like this at least for the next month or so. Hope you guys are doing well. Talk to you soon. Peace.